Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be creating this nice portfolio website to showcase all of your projects and add to your resume as well. We'll be also using email.js to handle our form submissions, so if a user submits anything inside of this form, it'll send directly to our email. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is create our app with Next.js. I have the GitHub repo open on my other monitor, so I'll be looking back and forth just so I can get things correct and explain things the best I can. So let's go ahead and copy this code from Next.js. And I got a fresh folder here. I don't know why this is so big. And let's go ahead and paste this code in here and create this Next app. So it's going to ask a few questions. Just do yes for the first one, a Y. Project name, I'm just going to name it portfolio. And TypeScript, no. ESLint, no. Tailwind, no. Source directory, no. And app router, yes. And the default import alias, no. So that should go ahead and create our Next.js file. While that's loading, let's head over to Google Fonts because we're gonna need to go grab our fonts. So let's do Google Fonts. And there's two ways you can actually add fonts to it. I do it the old-fashioned way, just go ahead and add it through the CSS with the import. But I'll show you guys the other way as well. So actually, before we do the fonts, let's just go ahead and clean up our folder a little bit. So we want to get rid of a few things. So we can get rid of everything inside of global CSS. And here we can do our normal reset. So we'll do a box size and border box, a padding of 0, and a margin of 0. And a few more. Let's do for all of our anchor tags. We'll do we'll do a text decoration of none and a color of inherit. And last but not least, let's do a li, and let's just do a list style none. All right, cool. So that's our global CSS. We can get rid of page module.css. We can just delete it. And page, we can just copy everything in here, delete, and RAFE for that little snippet. I mention this every tutorial. That little snippet is an extension. Believe it's this one here, ES7 React Redux React Native snippets. So you guys can get that little snippet that I just used if you guys don't have it. So we got that. So we got our page. I'm going to switch this to home. Home. And home. Alright. So this is the layout. So this is how you can import the font. So Next.js got Google Fonts built into it. But I always just do it the old-fashioned way still. I mean, you could do it this way, but I just think it's easier just to go to Google Font and just grab it. So we'll be getting, I believe it's called Geo something. Let's type it in. Geo. So Geologica. We'll be getting this font here. All we need is regular, medium. Let me just get rid of this. So we just need regular and medium and bold 700. Click over import and just copy this import and head over back to our global CSS. Paste it at the top, and for inside our global reset, I'll just do a font family of Geologica. I think I spelled that right. Sans serif. like that. Oh, you gotta be in quotes, by the way, like that. I'm not sure if just make sure. Answer. Okay. All right, so that's our font. We can go ahead and npm run dev to make sure everything is working. Run dev. Let's go ahead and open that up in another tab. 3000. Gonna take a little bit. Okay, we got an error for some reason. Oh, we forgot to... Oh, we're not in a file. Okay, we got a CD in a file. I'm just gonna go ahead and just open it. I was wondering, I'm like, what the hell? Alright, let's go to desktop, and where is it at? What's that name on the portfolio? There we go. Alright. Now we're in the file. So we can go ahead and npm run dev. And now it should work. Let it load up a little bit. Let me just make sure we don't gotta delete anything else. So in our layout, since we're not using this enter font, we can just go ahead and delete it. We can delete this as well. This is the metadata, so this is like the little title for the page. We are going to change this, but not right now. And down here for the class name, we're going to delete this so we can have our own font. And there we go. And now, as you can see, the font is Geologica. We got page there. All right, so I think that's really it. When it comes to cleaning up the files, there's not much to clean up, like create React app. You got to spend like 10 minutes to to clean up all that stuff. But yeah, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and create a components folder. Components. And we can go ahead and start our navbar. Let's go ahead and do a nav JSX. And we're also going to make a nav CSS. Nav.css. Alright, and same old snippet, RAFE. We can go get rid of the React. And let's go ahead and import it into our home page. So we're going to do an import. Actually, don't even need to do that. Let's just down here, we're gonna get rid of the div and put parentheses. Do a I forgot what these are called. But we're gonna do those and do a oh, fragment. That's what they're called, fragments, and import our nav. So nav component. All right, cool. So now, actually, we did it wrong. So we don't import our nav here because we want our nav on every page. So for now, let's just let's put a div here, or just like maybe it's like a h1 of hello. So we want our nav to be in layout. So let's go ahead and import it here. So inside of the body on top of our children, this is where we want the nav to be. Nav. Like that. All right, cool. And there we go. We got our nav there and we got hello. Nice. All right. And yeah, let's go ahead and start our nav. Let's go ahead and import the CSS first. Import slash nav .css. Okay, so now let's start the nav. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of this, and we're gonna put parentheses, and we're gonna do a nav, and inside this nav we're gonna have a div with a class name of nav container. All right, and then in here we're gonna have our h1, and you can name this your name. I'm just gonna do Antonio. And we're gonna have a span in here, so span Inside of this span, this is where I got the .com. That. All right, so that's our H1. That's our logo. So I'm gonna go do some space there so you guys can see. And then here we're gonna have our menu. So we're gonna do a UL, and in here we're gonna have LI. We have home, and we could just copy this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got home, we got projects, we got contact, and we got about. Like that. Nice. And this can have a, for now, a class name of just nav menu. Like that. Okay. So now we need another item in our navbar, our button. So we're gonna have a div in here, another div with a class name, with the class name of nav right. I suck at creating class names. Okay, so class nav right, and then we're gonna have a button in here that says hire me. All right, and underneath this button, this is where we're gonna have our hamburger menu. So let's just make sure everything is getting rendered on a page. Go ahead and save it. So as you can see, we got our logo, we got our UL, and we got our button, hire me button. So now underneath here, this is where our hamburger menu is going to go. So we're going to do a div, and we're going to give this a class name of hamburger. That. And in here, we're going to have some empty spans with a class name of bar, like that. Let's go ahead and just copy this 3 times. So I mean 2 more times. So 1, 2. Scroll down a bit. All right, and so that's good for now. We can go ahead and start styling it up. We'll add the use state and make it responsive afterwards. So you don't really see the hamburger menu right now because we didn't add a width or a height to it. So you're not gonna see that right now. So let's go ahead over to our CSS, and let me go ahead and open it up here. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a nav. Pick our nav, and we're just gonna make the background color black, like that. Now you should see that it turns black. All right, and now we're gonna take our nav container, and for now I'm gonna make the background color blue so you guys can see what we're doing. All right, so now it's blue. Okay, so now I want my color on my text to be white. That's just gonna make all the text white, and I want a padding of just 1 rem top and bottom, and 0 rem, 0 left and right. All right, just to make it a little bit bigger. And now we want to do a width of 89%. So as you can see, now we got the width is only 89%, so you can see the black background of the nav. So now we want this to be center, and to center it, you just use 1 simple line of code. You just use margin auto, and now it's nice and centered. And that's why I made the background blue, so you guys can see that. But now you can change it to inherit, so it's going to inherit the parent's background color. Nice. All right, and we're going to do a display flex. So it's gonna make it all go side by side, and align item center, and a justify content space between, and we're gonna set a max width of 1500 pixels for all those people that got extra wide monitors out there. You're not getting past that. And it'll look nice. All right, so there we go. We got our little menu so far. It's looking nice. All right, so now underneath here, let's start styling our H1, our logo. So we're gonna do a nav container, H1, and we're gonna do a font size of 25 pixels and a text transform of uppercase and a font style italic, like that. So now it should be nice and italic, but we want this span to be smaller. I think it looks better, so let's grab that. So we're gonna do a nav container, and we're just gonna grab it by the nth child. We're gonna do a span, and we're gonna do an nth child of 1. So this is gonna grab the first span child inside of the nav container. If you guys remember, we put multiple span childs in here. So this is like a grandchild, I guess, because it's just the parent. It's like a grandchild. So I think it would grab these as well. So we don't want that. So we're grabbing the first one with the nth child of 1. And we're just gonna do one simple thing. We're just gonna do a font size of 15 pixels. Like that. Nice. Alright, cool. And now let's go down. Let's do our nav menu. So let's grab our UL list. So nav menu. And we're just going to do a display flex. It's going to make our links go side by side. And this is where some people mess up at. I used to do this. You can do a margin left of to make them separated, but it's better to just do a gap. I'll just do a gap of 40 pixels. All right. And now let's grab the LIs. But before I do that, I actually want to go back and let's wrap these in A tags right quick. And for now, we could just still lead to nowhere. Let's wrap these in A tag, and I'm just gonna be lazy and just copy, paste, paste, paste. Get rid of all these. And just change them back. So projects, and we got about, and we got contact. All right, so yeah, I want them to be a tags, so links, so we can link them to certain sections in our project. All right, so let's head back to the CSS. And now let's go ahead and grab those A tags now. So let's do a nav menu, A tag, and we're just gonna do a font weight of 600, which I don't even think oh, so it works. Okay, 600. I thought I'd import it 700. And we're just gonna do a letter spacing of 1 pixel. Space it out a little bit. And a cursor pointer, which we don't need. A padding of 0, and then 4 pixel, which I don't think we need that as well. I think this is when I was testing out something, but let's just keep it for now, I guess. For now, yeah, let's just keep it. All right, so when we hover over them, all right, perfect. All right, so now it's time to get a little funky. We're about to start adding some color to this. We're gonna do a nav menu, and we're just gonna do A, and we're gonna do hover. And this is where we're gonna do our gradient. I'm gonna type all of this. Actually, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna type all of this. I can just copy this, and I'll probably just paste it inside of the comments or something. But it's basically, I got this gradient from UI Gradients, and let me just show you guys the site right quick. UI Gradients, and I think I remember the exact one I got. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. Sublime Vivid, this gradient here. So yeah, FC466B. So this is the gradient I'm using. So yeah, we're just gonna copy this. Is background, to that color. Then we got to do the background web kit, linear gradient, and linear gradient to right, and that. All right. But when we just do it this way, look, check this out. We hover over it, it just does the background. So that's what we're telling it to do. So to get it on top of text, we just have to do a background clip. Background clip of text. And let's see if that works right quick. So as you can see, it's not working because now we got to do a WebKit. So that dash WebKit. Probably spelling this wrong. Dash. Oh, it's dash WebKit dash background clip. And we're gonna do text. And let's see if it's working now. Still not working because we gotta add one more. We gotta do a WebKit dash text fill color transparent. Now when we hover, we see that we got our transparent. So that's how you can add gradient to text. Took me a while to actually figure that this part out here, not gonna lie. But so then we got our hover, and now let's go underneath here, and we're just gonna do our nav right. Actually, let's not do the nav right. Let's actually create our hamburger menu. Let's make it some space because I kind of want to add some stuff in between this, but I just want to make the hamburger menu first. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna grab our spans. We're gonna do a bar, and we're gonna do background color of white, and we're gonna do a display of block, and a width of 23 pixels, and a height of 3 pixels. So we should be able to see it. As you can see, it's right underneath our hire me button. But now let's add some margin to each one, and then we should see a perfect hamburger menu. So 5 pixels, and then auto. Now we got our hamburger menu. Nice. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my transition to it now. Transition all. So this is going to be for whenever it transition to an X. So 0.3 seconds, and we're just going to do an ease in and out. All right. So we got our hamburger menu. So like I said, I want to add some stuff in between here first. So let's go ahead and keep it up for now. Keep up our hamburger menu. So we're going to do a nav right, and we're going to do a display flex. And we're gonna do a gap of 2 rem, like that. Perfect. All right. So that's that. So now let's start styling our button. All right. So nav, container, and button. For the background, all we have to do is just copy all of this, not the text, not the background clip or the WebKits at the bottom, just all of the background. Just copy that and paste it inside of the button. Now I should change the background to our button, to our gradient color. And we're going to do a color of white, a border of none, and a padding of 0.5 rem and 2 rem, like that. There we go. We got our button, and I made some kind of style on it. I'm not gonna lie, I might not put that style that I got on the buttons. I'm not really feeling the style that I used. So we got padding. All right, let's do a font weight of 600. Make the text bold a little bit. Actually don't put that font weight on there either. Font weight 600. Let's do a letter spacing 1 pixel, and let's do a cursor pointer and a border radius. Let's just do 20 pixels. All right, there we go. I think that looks better like that. All right, so there we go. So now let's get rid of our hamburger menu right quick. So let's do hamburger, and we're just gonna do a display of none because we want it to only show on mobile. All right, so the styling's done. Now we gotta add some, we gotta make it responsive. But before I do that, I want to add like a hover effect over this. Let's see what we can do. On the button, because I don't have a hover effect on mine. Let's take this button. And we're gonna do hover. And let's do a background color of white, right? But let's take it and bring down the opacity. Let's just see how that looks. It could be any color. Oh, you can't even see that. Hold on. Wait. Background. Oh, hold on. It's because we're let's take that off like that. There we go. All right. But if we do that, it's just gonna be, yeah, that doesn't look great. That doesn't look right. What we can do is just this. We can just do a transform translate Y of just like 2 pixels. I think that's just gonna like make it like jump a little bit. And let's do -2 pixels. Everybody always do colors like that. See that? Nice little jump. I think that looks better. And then we can just add like a transition 0.3 seconds. Do all 0.3 seconds. Ease in out. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks so much better than having a color change. Yeah, it looks better. That looks nice. All right, cool. Okay. All right, so we got our hover effect. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead back to our nav and start making it responsive. So to do that, we got to import use state from React, and we got to set some state. So first thing we're going to do is do a const, and we're going to do an open menu, and then a set open menu, and this is just going to equal use state, and the initial value is going to be false. All right. And then we do need a menu handler. That's what I call it. Menu handler function. So this is going to be whenever we click on the hamburger menu, this function is going to fire. So only thing that's going to be in this function, we're just going to set open menu to toggle open menu. All right. Okay, so check this out. So you're importing a component that needs use state. It only works in client components. So whenever you're using use state on clicks, you got to make the component that you're in a client component. So you just got to go to the top and add use client. And now with that, everything should work. All right, so we got our state. So down here in our UL, we want to remove this for now, the nav menu, and we want to render our class name conditionally. So we're going to do brackets, And we're going to do if open menu. So if open menu is true, we want to return nav dash menu and active. So we didn't add that active class in our CSS yet, but we will. So active, and then else is just going to be nav menu. Okay, so that's that. And then down here on our hamburger menu, we're going to add our on click. This is where we want the on click to be. And we're just going to add it in as menu handler. Like that. Okay, so same thing. We're going to render this class name as well conditionally. So we're going to take this and we're going to do if open menu. We're going to do hamburger. And active as well. And then else is just going to be hamburger. So when the menus close. All right, so like that. Nice. All right, so now let's head back to our CSS and add these active class. All right. Move this cup. Okay. So underneath hamburger, we're going to add a media query. So we'll do media only screen and max dash width, and we're going to do 768 pixels. So this is all of this is so max width, so that means once we hit 768 pixels, that's when all of these styles is going to start firing. So nav menu, and we want, let's go ahead and decrease the screen size now. So let me make it so you guys can see. All right, there we go. And I noticed something that's not aligned together. Let's add a, did I add a line? Display flex. Here under display flex, let's do a line item center. Just so that can be aligned. Maybe. I mean, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's just supposed to be that menu. Center. Yeah, I guess we can get rid of that. Oh, it's because of this pattern right here. Let's get rid of this pattern. And now let's try a line item center. Okay, that didn't work. All right, let's just get rid of that for now. Yeah, let's go back down for our media query. All right, so we're gonna do a position fixed. Let's gonna throw everything out, and we're gonna do a top of for rem and a width of 100% and a flex direction of column. Let's see how that looks now. As you can see, you don't see any. We can see it, but we need to add our background. So let's go ahead and add a background color of black. So now we should be able to see it. There we go. See our links. And we're going to do a line item center. Nice and centered. And we're going to add a transition here of 0.3 seconds. And now let's get rid of it. I wonder why it's not. Let's see here. So position fixed, top for width 100%. Right. Let's add this padding back up here. maybe I had this padding here for a reason. So for these A tags, let's add the padding. Let's do a padding of 0 4 pixels. Okay, that didn't work. All right. Okay, back down here. Okay. Position fixed, top 4 round with 100%. All right, so let's just do a right of negative 100%. So we should disappear. All right. And now, okay, now I get it. Now I get why I was doing that. Okay. So now let's add our nav menu active class that we rendered conditionally in the JSX. So we're gonna do nav menu, and we're gonna do a dot active. And when it's active, we just want the menu to be right of 0. Okay. So we shouldn't see anything now, but I can actually just show you guys. So we could just go over here, and right here we could just add active to it. And we should see the menu. There we go. As you can see, it was a nice transition as well, 0.3 second. And there you go. All right. So underneath here, we're gonna have nav. We'll do some styling to our anchor tags. We're just gonna do a padding of 1.5 rem. Right. And let me just go ahead and comment this out for now, just so we can see the menu. Oh, we got rid of it. That's why. Get back. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of that for now. Alright, so there we go. We added our padding. That was just for, that's why it looks a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and add this back and get rid of it. Alright, so a few more lines and then we'll be done with the navbar. So let's do a hamburger, and we want it to be display block and a cursor pointer. Alright. So now when we click, as you can see, it opens the menu. But it's not changing to X. So to change it to X, all we gotta do is some magic, some CSS magic here. I love doing it this way. I mean, you could do icons and just have it done, but I think the transition looks so cool like this, and it just looks so much better. So let's do a hamburger, and we're gonna add our active class, and we're gonna grab our bar, so dot bar, and we're gonna grab the inf child, and we're gonna grab 2. So we're not grabbing 1 right now. I'm gonna grab 2 first. And all we're gonna do for this one is make the opacity 0. So you should see that it disappears once we click it. Oh, wait, there we go. So now you can see number 2 disappeared. Now we gotta take these 2 and make an X with it. So let me just go ahead and let's just copy this and paste it 2 more times. All right, so for this one, we're gonna do number 1, and this one is gonna be number 3. All right. So for number 1, we're just going to do a transform, and we're going to do a translate of 8 pixels, and we're going to do a rotate of 45 degrees. Now you can see that it rotates like that. All right. Okay, why does it look like that though? Transform. All right, so let's grab number 3. And we're going to just copy this line of code and paste it here. And it'll be everything the same thing as that, but it'll just be negative. So -8 and -45. We should see. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. So it's not translate. It's translate Y, not just translate. So it's translate Y. Now it should be a nice X. There we go. So nice. And whenever we come out, we got our menu. Whenever we go in, perfect. All right, so that is the navbar. So that we can check that off. And now it's time to do the hero section. All right, so let's go ahead and create our hero component. We'll go to hero.tsx. Oh, JSX. Sorry, I'm thinking I'm using TypeScript in this. So .jsx. And we gotta do the CSS file. Hero.css. And do the little snippet. Hero, yes. REFE. Get rid of that. And let's go ahead and import our CSS here. Since we're right here. /hero.css. Alright. And let's go down to our page. And let's actually change all of these to JSX. So right now by default it's .js. Let's change it to .jsx. And rename .jsx. All right, cool. And let's go ahead and import our, wait, what? Oh, okay. I got confused for a second. So yeah, we can remove this nav import and go ahead and import our hero. And then here, get rid of that and just put hero like that. And we can get rid of that. All right, so now this hello should change to hero. Nice. So I got everything connected, so we can start building out our hero section. All right, so this section is going to probably be the longest section because we're actually going to make a custom hook that I created. It's not necessary to do it that way, but I really wanted to do some practice and create my own custom hook. So but first let's get the styling and everything completed and start laying everything out on the page. So let me go ahead and open that up. I got the wrong thing open. Nav, where you at? There we go. All right, so hero. All right, so we're gonna do a div with the class name hero, and inside this we're gonna have a hero container. So another div dot hero dash container. Okay, and then we're gonna have another div, and this will be a class name of hero hidden. This will be like the text on the left side. Okay, and for now we're gonna put h1 in here, and it's just gonna say hello, I am Antonio, so it'll be your name. And we're gonna have a line break, so BR like that. And then we're gonna have a, and in here we're gonna have a span. In this span is where we're gonna have the type in and delete in text. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and put developer so we can style it up a bit. All right, so we should see it appear. There we go. All right, I probably spelled developer. Okay. All right. So underneath this h1, we're gonna have another div, and this is gonna have a class name of hero buttons, like that. And we're gonna have two buttons in here. We're gonna have a button that says contact, and another button that says projects, like that. All right, cool. And underneath this div, so let me just separate them a bit so you guys can see everything. I like doing this myself. So that's that. And here we're gonna have another div, and this is going to be our hero socials. This is gonna have all our socials. So class name. Wait, it's the wrong div. Scroll down a bit. So it's inside this. Class name, hero, socials. Alright. So this is where we're gonna have all our social tags. Our social icons. So let's go ahead to React icons and grab those right quick. Copy that and head back to our project, paste that in there and install that. And npm run dev, start our server back up. All right, so we're looking for 4 icons. So the icons can be whatever you want, to be honest. So we could do a trying to think. So I'm gonna do GitHub, because I actually did a little bit different on mine. Let's grab this AI GitHub and we're gonna go at the top here, and I'm just gonna add a comment that says icons. For some reason it always makes me highlight. All right, it's just gonna be our icon import. So we're gonna do import, paste that icon in there, and this is gonna be from React icons / AI. All right, so we got GitHub. I want YouTube, so we're gonna do AI fill, put a comma, paste that in there. And I want Twitter, go to Twitter, grab that one, put a comma. I'm just gonna grab all the ones that starts with AI, it'll be easier. AI, and then a LinkedIn. Spell LinkedIn wrong. AI LinkedIn, comma, and then paste. All right, so we got all our imports in there, and in here I'm gonna put a tag, and href can be wherever you want your like your social links. So I'm just gonna put a dash for now for that, and then inside this a tag is where we're gonna have our links, our icons. So let's do AI GitHub, that, and we can just copy this and paste it 1, 2, 3 more times, and then just change these. So AI LinkedIn, AI Twitter, and then AI YouTube. And with that, we should see our icons here. We gotta refresh. You can either use the built-in link tag as well. I didn't even forgot all about that. So Next.js also has a built-in link tag that you can use, but I'll just use this for now. All right, so that's that. And now for our image on the right side. So this is our left side, our hero heading. This is all our text and our icons and buttons. So underneath that div, we're gonna have another div, and this is gonna be class name of hero image. And we're gonna use the image tag from Next.js. So do image, and we gotta import it. So image, and we're gonna have the src. It's just gonna be blank for now. I'm gonna go ahead and import the image in a second. So for the height, this is what I did. You can do your height the way you want it, but since I'm using CSS and not Tailwind, I decided to just make the height for this to be, wait, what is it? Let's just do me, and then do a height of 0 and a width of 0, because I want to set the height in the CSS. All right, so let's go ahead and import this image. You guys could use your image. I'm using the one with my daughter, and put it inside the public folder. I'll be using this image here. All right, so let's go ahead and import that. Import. I'm gonna do dev from dot slash dot slash public slash dev, and then we go down here and just change this to dev like that. So with that, we should see our image, if I'm not mistaken, unless I must have did something wrong. Oh, this needs a closing tag. I mean, self-closing tag, like that. There we go. All right, so we got our image and we got everything. Sorry about the chair. Now we can start styling it. So let's head over to the CSS. All right, let me open it up here. All right, so this is going to be a ton of CSS. It's looks like it's about 150 lines of code. Plus we still got to go and make that that custom hook as well. So let's do a hero, and we're going to do a width of 100%, a height of 100 VH, and a background color of RGB 248, 244, and 244, like that. So it's not white, but it's like a little like creamy look, vanilla look. It looks nice. All right, so let's grab the hero container now. So this is the container that's inside of our hero. So hero container, and we're gonna do width of 89%, a height of 100 VH, oh 100%, sorry, 100%, and we're gonna do a margin of auto, and see what that does for us. Now we should see it's nice and centered, and it lines up perfectly with our nav. That's what we're gonna do for the entire site, make it perfectly aligned. So all of our containers going to have a width of 89% and a margin of auto. So we're going to do a display of flex. That's going to make all our items go side by side like that. And we're going to do a line item center, a justify content space between, and we're going to go ahead and set our max width of 1500 pixels. And there we go. So far it's looking really nice. All right, so let's start styling our image. So hero image. So this took me a while to get, because I kind of wanted to, I was trying to add a border, gradient on the border, and I heard it's really hard to do, but I found a way to do it. So so for hero image, I'm gonna do a width of 500 pixels. The overflow of hidden. So this isn't the image, the hero image. We're not styling the image here. We're actually styling the div that the image is in. So little trick for you guys. We're gonna do a border radius of 50%, and we're gonna do our background of linear gradient, and this is going to be 2 right. This is just our gradient. And I'm going to do the color 3F5EFB, and the other one is going to be FC466B, like that. Nice. It looks weird right now. And we're gonna do a background clip. Background clip of padding box. All right. And we're just gonna do a padding. So we should, I think this is where we're gonna see the gradient. So we're gonna do a padding of 10 pixels. As you can see, we see the gradient back there, but now we still, just looks weird. We're gonna do a let's do a justify content of n as well. Go to the n. Justify self actually. Like that. Alright. So now let's actually do the image. And I got my code unorganized here. Let me just, okay. I'm gonna do hero, image, and then image, like that. And we're gonna do a width of 100%, a height of 100%, and an object fit cover, like that. And this is where it gets to look nice. We add our border radius of 50% on the image, and now we see that we got our gradient. So as you can see, this is like a little bit bigger. I forgot how I fixed that. I fixed it before. I think all we have to do is for the hero image, do a display of flex. There we go. Now it should be perfectly centered like that. And as you can see, it is nice. All right, perfect. So now let's do the buttons. So we're gonna do hero. Actually, no, not the buttons. Let's do the H1 first. Yeah, let's grab the H1. So the hero container H1, and we're gonna do a font size of 70 pixels, a font weight of 800, and a letter spacing of 1 pixel. It should be nice and big. Nice. All right. And now let's do the span. So that's going to be our little span here that says developer. But again, we want that to be typing and deleting. So hero container, span, and let's go to our other file right quick and grab this. Where is it? The text one. This one here. Let's grab all of this so that way we don't gotta type it all. And head back to our CSS. Paste that in there. Like that. And now you see it's that color, but we want it a little bit bigger. So let's do a font size of 80 pixels. Like that. Perfect. Now for the hero socials, do hero socials. We're gonna do a display flex and a gap of 1.5 rem and a margin top of 1.5 rem. So that is these down here. So it should go down. Oh, it's with the S. Hero socials. There we go. Nice. All right. And let's grab each one of those and start styling them. So let's do a hero socials. The greater than sign, I'm gonna do span like that. So we're grabbing all of the child elements, the span. Actually, not span. We're gonna do 8 elements like that. All right. So we're gonna do a font size of 1.5 rem. All right, nice. And go up here and grab our background. So we want the same background. So just grab all the ones that says background, paste it down there. You should see them. They should have a background now. And we're gonna do a color of white and a padding of 0.5 rem and a border radius of 50% and a display of flex, so they can be nice and centered inside of the buttons. I mean of the circle. So that looks perfect. All right, so underneath this span, we're going to start styling the buttons. So let's go ahead and grab the hero buttons. And we're going to do a display of flex, a align item center, and we'll give it a gap of 1 rem and a margin top of 1.5 rem. Let's take a look. So there we go. All right, so now let's grab each button. Actually, we probably don't even need that because they're going to look the same. So let's do hero buttons, and we're just going to do button like that, and we're going to do a padding of 0.5 rem, and then that's top and bottom, and then 2 rem for left and right. Take a look at that. There we go. And then we're going to do an outline of none, a border of none, and a background color of black, and a color of white for the text, and a border radius of 30 pixels. There we go. All right. So yeah, I think that looks better than the buttons that I got on mine that I had originally. All right, so now let's I guess we can go ahead and make it responsive and stuff now, actually, and then we'll work on this section, the text. So underneath here, I'm gonna do it at media only screen and max width of, we're gonna do 780 pixels. And in here, our hero is going to turn into a flex box, and we're going to align item center and a justify content center. All right, so like that. So let's go ahead and make the screen a little bit lower. All right, so you can't really see, but our content is nice and centered. All right, so let's do a hero container like that, and then we're gonna do a flex direction of column. So you can see our images there. All right, and we're gonna do a height of fit content. So now you can see our images full width and height now. All right, so that's that. And underneath here, we're going to grab our hero heading, and we're just going to change the order of it to 2. So I want, yep, perfect. I want my image at the top and my text at the bottom. All right, so let's grab the H1 hero container H1, and we're going to do a text align center, text align center, and a font size of 45 pixels. All right, perfect. Now let's grab the span, hero container span, and we're going to change the font size to 45 pixels as well. Okay. So for the hero buttons, all we're going to do is a justify content center. That's going to be nice and center. And same for the hero socials. hero. Justify content center. Nice. All right. Now we gotta fix our image. Our image is a little bit too big, so under the hero socials, let's do hero dash image, and we're just gonna change the width to 300 pixels and a height of, actually let's not put a height. Let's see what happens if we don't put a height. All right, yeah, so we don't need a height. Let's do width 300 pixels. Justify self of center. Even though I don't think that's really needed either. And I think that's it. We don't, I was gonna add a margin, but I think that's good like that. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. So now underneath this media query, I have another one. That media, I'm gonna do only screen, and we're gonna do a min width of 781 pixels and a max width of 1130 pixels. All right. Hold on. So this needs a bracket there. Take that one off. I like that. All right, so just a few lines down here. I'm gonna do a hero dash image, and we're gonna do a width of 400 pixels. And then the hero container H1, we'll do a font size 55 pixels. And then the hero container span, a font size of 55 pixels. So with that, our hero section should be nice and responsive. So test it out. Come out nice, nice and responsive. It gets smaller, goes to the top. Nice. Bring it back out. Okay, perfect. All right, so now we got to work on our deleting and typing text. So let's do that now. All right, so for this, we're gonna, inside of our app folder, we're gonna create another folder named hooks, and we're gonna do a file inside of the hooks folder, and it's gonna be use typing effect. All right, and it's gonna be .jsx, or you could do .js actually. All right, so I'm gonna just do all of this and try to explain it the best I can. But is if you guys watched, I believe it was a few videos back when I did the tutorial on a Navbar, I went over how to do the type in and deleting text inside vanilla JavaScript. It's basically the same thing, but just in React. So let's go ahead and import a use state, and we're gonna do use effect as well. All right, and go ahead and refe. I should have did that first actually, like that. All right, so let's see how I'm gonna do this. So for the parameters, we're going to do phases. We're going to do initial typing speed, comma, And actually, we're gonna set this to 100, comma, and then we're gonna do initial deleting speed, and we're gonna set this to 150, and that should be good for now. All right, so inside of our function, let's go ahead and get rid of this this return for now. All right, so in here, we're gonna do set some state. We're gonna do a const, do text, do a set text, and the default value is gonna equal the use state and empty quotations. And then we're gonna do another one, const deleting text, and then a set deleting text. Like that. And this is gonna equal to false for the initial value. False. All right. And some more cons. I probably should just copy all this over so I just type it in. All right, and you guys can just copy it. This is so much. All right, so underneath there, we have two more states. So we're gonna have our current index and our set current index. And initial value for that is going to be 0 index. And then our typing speed and set typing speed is going to be our initial typing speed, which is 100 there. And then same with deleting. Deleting speed and set deleting speed is going to equal, the initial value is going to be our initial deleting speed. All right, so underneath there, we're going to have a use effect, which I'm going to copy as well. Paste that in there. So this is our use effect. We have a const handle typing, and then in here, const current phases and phase. So yeah, just copy all of this. It's basically everything inside of that vanilla JavaScript that I went over, and basically into React. This is the way that I found out how to do it. And again, the GitHub will be in the description so you guys can copy it and don't have to type it yourselves either, because yeah, this is pretty lengthy, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so we got our use effect, and then underneath there we're going to copy this. So under outside of our use effects, let's see where that ends at. So it ends there. So here I'm gonna have a const typing timer and a set timeout, and have all of this in there as well. We're getting some errors for some reason, and I think I know why. So where is it? This has to end somewhere. Let's go ahead and end it there, I think. Okay, I think this has too many actually, so let's take that one out there and then put one here, and that should fix it. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that, and now all we got to do is after this type in timer, we're going to just return our text like that. All right, so let's go back over it, and I'm just going to try to scroll down slow so you guys can copy it. And I think I spelled, oh, so it is deleting, not is. So it is deleting, and then set is deleting. Like that. All right, cool. And same with this one. So we got deleting speed and set deleting speed. All right, that should be good. All right, so that's that. I think we can actually just close out of this and head over to our hero section. Back to our hero. And let's go ahead and import our hook. So import, and we're gonna do use typing text. Why is it not popping up? Import use typing effect. All right. From dot slash hooks slash use typing effect. All right, and just 2 simple lines of code and we're about to have this. So inside of our hero, we do a const phases, and this could be whatever you want it to be. So I did developer, and then put a dot, and then I also did a YouTuber. So you can put JavaScript, you can do React, you can just change it up the way that you want it to be. A YouTuber and developer. All right, and for the text, so const text is going to be going to equal to use typing effect and just phrases. All right, there we go. So it's going to take these phrases, and now instead of developer, we just change this to text. And with that, we got an error because we're using use state now. So actually, we're not using use state. Hold on. What are we? Oh, using use effect, and that's because we're using, this is a hook basically, so we're using use effect. So go ahead and use client at the top, and with that we should have our deleting and type in text. All right, we got some errors here. Let's head over back to use type in the phrases is not defined. Let me just copy this. Hold on. Okay, I think I see what I did wrong there. I spelled phrases wrong. Like that. All right, so now with that, we should have our deleting and type in text. And here's the cool part. You can actually set the value. So if you want the speed to be higher, so let's do 200 here. And now the typing speed should increase. Let's refresh. Well, it actually got slower. I think the more, I actually like that, the 200. So deleting speed, let's do 50. See what happens. But yeah, as you can see, it's going faster now. All right, so let's go ahead and change that back to 150. I'm gonna keep that at 200. I like that better. Developer, and then YouTuber. Yeah, I like that better. All right, cool. So with that, actually we gotta add some hover effects to these buttons right quick. Let's go do that right quick. And then the hero section to be done, we'll start working on a divider. So let's head over to our hero buttons right here. All right, so let's do hero buttons and button hover, and we're just going to change the background color to a white, right? But I want the opacity to be a little bit down. Let's see how that looks. And we also need a cursor pointer for the buttons. Cursor pointer like that. All right, that's too much. Actually no, I don't want it like that. trying to think how I can make this. Oh, I think I know what to do. Do black, right? And then now we change the opacity down just a little bit, and then I think that'll look better. So like that. Yeah, it looks way better. Maybe a little bit darker. Let's try that. Yeah, I like that. And let's add a transition of all 0.3 seconds, and then ease and then out. Perfect. All right, so yeah, that's it. Make sure you guys link your social links to these. Mine, I don't have them linked to anything right now, but make sure you put your social links. So when you click on them, it take you to the social link. And also yeah, so that's that. And let's go ahead and start working on the divider now. All right, so let's go ahead and start the divider. It's gonna be right after this, so we can go ahead and just create the component. So let's do divider .jsx, and we got to do the CSS as well. Divider .css. All right, and do our snippet. And before I continue, I just want to just close out all of these files I got open. Way too many open. We don't need that. All right, so just have the divider, the JSX, and the CSS open for now, since we're working on this component. And we're gonna go ahead and import the CSS for it. /divider.css. All right, cool. And let's head over to our page and import it here. Divider. Divider. Wait, did I spell divider right? Divider. Wonder why it's not auto importing, but whatever. We'll just import it ourselves. Import divider from /components/divider. All right, cool. Refresh, and we can go ahead and start writing some JSX. So we should see divider. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and start writing some JSX for it. And put a parentheses, and we move this over here. So this one isn't going to be too long. So we're gonna just have a section. You can do a div if you want, and the class name is going to be. Actually, I'm just going to do a div. Actually, div dot divider. The class name is going to be divider, and then we'll have an inner div. We're gonna have div dot divider container. All right, and then in this container I have another div, and in here we're gonna have h1 projects done, and then under here we're gonna have a span of whatever number you want. You guys can name this whatever you want. It doesn't have to be projects done. I believe on mine I'm gonna change mine. I'll probably do like, I don't know, I probably definitely change this up because I didn't have 20 plus projects yet. I think I did about probably like 10 at this point. So we're gonna copy this div, right, and we're gonna paste it 2 more times. So 1, 2, and we switch up the text in it. So projects done, we got experience, and change the number to whatever number you want. I did 1+, even though it's been less than a year. It wouldn't look right if I say 6 months. Client satisfaction, and I just did 100%. All right. Oh. All right, cool. All right, so that is all we need, I believe, for the JSX. So we can actually just close out of this. I'm gonna try to make sure I close out everything now so it won't pile up. Let's head back over to the CSS. And not that much CSS, so we're gonna do, let's take a look at it first actually. All right, so there we go. And we're gonna do divider. We're gonna do a width of 100%. And a background color of black. All right. And then we're going to grab our divider container. And we're going to do a background color of inherit. And a display flex. Let's see where we at now. Take a look at everything. As you can see, we don't see any text. So let's go ahead and let's do a width of 89%. Right, and a margin auto. And just so you guys can see again, let's just make it blue. Like we've been doing this for we did this for our nav and we did it for our hero section, just so everything can line up. There's other ways you can do this. You can add a margin on the entire in the layout. You can add a margin left and right, but I'd rather do the 89%, or you could do like 90%, but I think this margin is actually perfect. All right, so that's that. And we're gonna do a justify content space between and a align item center. And we're gonna add a padding on the top and bottom of 3 rem and 0 left and right. Let's see where we at. Nice. All right, cool. And we're gonna have our max width on here as well. For all everybody out there with those large screens out there. All right, so that's that. And now let's grab the H1. So divider, container, grab the H1, and we're gonna do a font size of 25 pixels, and just save that for now because we're about to head over to our where we have it at. Let's head over to our hero CSS and look for the text background, so this span here, and just copy all of this. Don't copy the font size, just copy all the background and the WebKit. Copy that, hit it back to the divider, and paste it there. Save us some time from typing, and there we go. And let's actually change this blue back to inherit now that we can see the text. Nice. All right, cool. And let's grab the span of divider, container, span. And this is just gonna have a font size of 3 rem and a color of white. All right, there we go. Nice. All right, and we're just gonna take one media query. So we're gonna do a media only screen and max width of 780 pixels. And the media query is just going to be, we're going to grab the divider container, and we're just going to do a flex direction column. So before I do this, I actually want to just show you guys how it looks now and what this does. So alright, so that's how it looks now on mobile. Don't really look too good. So this media query is gonna fix that. So we're gonna do a divider container, and we're gonna do a flex direction column like that. And we're gonna do a text align center. Take a look, nice. And we're just gonna add a nice gap of 2 rem. Space it out a little bit, and there we go. So now it looks nice there. Still looks nice, still looks nice. and it breaks at a perfect point. So the only thing is, so if you guys do decide to change this text, you might just have to play around with whenever you want it to break. So for example, let's go back to divider. So you have something here that's a little, let's see if this works. I'm gonna add some more text here, so a larger title here, like that, right? So as you can see, and then when we come in, you see that it's breaking. Oh, okay, so we add a larger title here. Do it still. Let's see. Okay, it still looks nice. Never mind. The power of Flexbox. There you go. All right. Yeah, so let's take that off, and there we go. Projects with an S. Experience. Okay, nice. So now it's time for the project section. Let's get started on that. We're gonna go ahead and create projects. Create our component projects.css. And let's do, well, I created the CSS. Projects.jsx. Projects.jsx. JSX. All right. And before we get started on this, I know you guys don't want to use my project images. So just make sure you guys have some images of some projects, and then you can put them in here. I'll be using just one image, and I'll just paste it on all of them for now. But definitely have some images, or if you want to use my images, go to my GitHub and you guys can download them. I don't care if you guys use them or not. It's up to you. So RAFE, and let's go ahead and import the CSS. Import /projects.css. All right, and the page, go ahead and put it here. Projects. I don't know why it's not auto completed. It's weird. I'm gonna copy this and paste it. Projects and projects. Oh, all right, cool. So now we should be able to see it. Let's go ahead and bring this down, bring it back out, and now we see projects. Nice. Let me make sure you guys can see that. I gotta like move my screen to make sure everything is okay. All right, so we got our projects. Let's head over to the JSX, and I'm gonna, like I said, I got my own images. I'm gonna go ahead and just use one for now. Drag it into the public folder. Pick it out. I'm just gonna use this one. This is the navbar that I made, the floated navbar. All right, let's close out of some of this stuff. Divider, we don't need anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and import the image. Import. I'm just gonna name it project 1 from dot slash public slash and project 1. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and do our JSX. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, right? Actually, we're gonna save that for last. Let's go ahead and just render out the stuff. So we're gonna have a div with a class name of projects. All right, and let's see if you guys can guess what's coming next. Of course, the projects container. So div dot projects container. Okay, and in this container, this is where we're going to render all our images. So let's go ahead and we're going to do the div dot project image. Okay, let's go ahead and do our image. We're gonna use the image tag from Next.js. And the src is gonna be our project one. And the alt can just be project. And width it's gonna be 0, and then height is gonna be 0. All right, so that's our image. So we should be able to see as. Actually, I don't think we're gonna. Oh, we are. Okay. All right, so we got our image, and now we want to have an icon. So let's go ahead and go to React icons and grab this icon. React icons, and we're gonna grab the arrow. Let's type in arrow. See if I can find it. BS fill arrow upright. BS fill arrow upright. Where is it? Right here. All right, cool. So copy that, and let's go ahead and import that. React icon / BS. Boosh. All right. So we got that, and let's head back and see. Then we got our image. It's way too big. All right. So underneath this image, actually outside of the image div, so outside of that div, we're going to have another div, and we're going to name it, the class is going to be just icon, like that. And this is where we're going to render our icon. Yes, fill. And we want the size to be 100. And that's good for now. We're going to add some more stuff to it, but that's good for now. And then we're going to have a H3 under this that says check out project, like that. All right, so essentially that's really it. We can actually just copy this, actually not the whole container, hold on. So yeah, just the project image and this, I believe. So yeah, just from the project image. So we copy all of this, and then we just paste it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe I did 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. So now we should see, and we got our arrow there that we want on top of this. All right, so let's head over to the CSS. And same old stuff. We're gonna grab the projects first, our outer container, and we're gonna do a width of 100%, and do a height of fit content. All right, so it is a little different actually. Fit content, and we're gonna background color of the same RBG that we used on our our hero section. 248, 244, 244. All right, and we're just gonna have a padding bottom of 2 rem. All right, and now let's do the projects container. And you guessed it, width 89%, and a margin auto, so everything can line up on the site. And we also have our max width of 1500 pixels. And let's do a display flex and a justify content space between. All right, let's see where that gets us. Okay. Ooh, look what happened. Oh man. All right, so space between. We're gonna do align items. Align items. We're gonna do a flex start, and let's do a background color of inherit and background. And okay, I think that's it. Actually, we're gonna add a flex wrap. Flex wrap of wrap. Okay. So with that, yeah, I think it should do that. Nice. All right, let me just make sure. All right, perfect. All right, so let's grab the H1 projects, H1, and we're gonna do a text align of center. Wait, do we even got an H1? Hold on. Oh, that's. I don't think I added the H1. Hold on. Okay, so projects container. So over this, we're gonna have an H1 that says project. Projects, nice. All right, so let's head back to the CSS, and now we have an H1. All right, text align center. We're gonna do a width of 100%, and we're gonna do a text transform of uppercase. Not text align, text transform uppercase. We do a font weight of 800, a font size of 2 rem, and a margin bottom of 2 rem. Gives us some space. So there we go. We probably should do a margin top as well. That's way too close. Let's switch this to margin 2 rem top and bottom, and 0 left and right. There we go. All right, now let's grab these images and make them smaller. They're way too big. So projects, image. All right, so we're gonna do a little trick. We're gonna do a flex basis. This is my first time actually using flex basis. The flex basis, I'm gonna use a calc of 50% minus 10 pixels. So with that, see what happens. Okay, nothing is gonna happen. Oh, I think I know why. We're gonna add a overflow of hidden. So now with that, let's see if that works. All right, nothing happened. Hold on. It just made me look stupid. Oh, okay. So overflow hidden. Let's just finish this out, but I know why. It's because we gotta add a height on the project image itself. So this is grabbing the div that's holding our image. So that's why it didn't really move. The overflow hidden. And I'm gonna have a margin bottom of 20 pixels and a position relative. Okay. But nothing else should change. All right, so now let's grab our image. Let's just add a let's add a project. Whenever we hover over it, let's add a cursor pointer to the image as well, like that. Let me just see something. Okay, so see, when we add a cursor pointer, it's not showing. So the trick is to just add it on a hover. So we're gonna do projects image hover like that. Hover, and now add the cursor pointer like that. So now we should be able to, should work, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe not. Projects, image. Am I? 1 second. Oh my god, that's why it's not moving. Oh man, there we go. Now we should see some changes. Okay. Oh. Oh man, we gotta change them for all of them. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Or maybe we could be lazy and just change it from it, but I'm not gonna be lazy. Let's just I was just gonna remove the S and the CSS, but I don't want everything to be similar. Projects. Alright, so with that, now we should see some changes. There we go. See? Like half. Alright. And that's because we didn't set a height. We're gonna set a height auto for the image, and I think that should and now we're getting a cursor pointer as well. Alright, so under this, let's do a projects image. I'm grabbing the image this time, so the image inside of our container, and we're gonna do a width of 100%. Alright, let's see what that does before we add the height. So as you can see, you got that. It's like stretched out a little bit, looks weird. And now this is where the magic is about to happen. A height of auto. Okay, and now as you can see, we got our images. I wonder why it's like this though. Height of auto. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. It's because of this. We got to make this position absolute. So a height of auto, and we can add a border radius. Border radius of 20 pixels. All right. That's that. And now let's grab our projects. And we're gonna grab our icon. And we're gonna do a color of white. So it's gonna disappear, but we're gonna make it reappear. Project, actually no, we don't want it to be white. Wrong thing. Because we actually gonna make it a gradient color. And there's a little trick to that. That took me about 2-3 hours to figure out. It's damn near impossible to make a React icon have gradient color, but I figured out a way. Display flex, we're gonna do a flex direction of column, and we're gonna do a line item center, and we're gonna do a gap of 1 rem, which, hold on, wait, I don't even think we even need this. I think this is for, so I had 2 icons. So yeah, we don't need this. We can get rid of that. So yeah, I had 2 icons on when you hover. I had a GitHub and I had a link. I removed the GitHub one and just added this one. So yeah, we don't even need that line of code. Let's go ahead and grab the projects. And we're gonna grab the icon. And we're gonna grab the H3 like that. And in here, we're gonna have a color of white. And a font weight of 800. Alright, so that should disappear. Alright, so let's go ahead and make it position absolute so we can go ahead and see everything. But first I want to go up here to our image. Underneath here, add a projects image dash image, and we're gonna have hover. And grab our image on hover. And what I want to do is make a filter. So I'm gonna do a filter, and I'm just gonna bring the brightness down to 50%. And I probably increase this. Let's do 60% for now, like that. So whenever we hover, the brightness goes down on the image, like that. All right. And we could probably add a transition to this actually. I don't know if we add it on here. Transition. All 0.3 seconds. Ease in and out. That's like the standard transition with everything. Alright. So yeah, it's not working on there. So what I'm thinking is since it's on the image, we put the transition on the image. Let's see if that works. There we go. Yeah, it looks better. All right, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and make this position absolute. Go and grab projects. The projects image. I'm gonna grab the icon. And hold on. Let's head back. I got my CSS all messed up, don't I? Projects image. Oh, okay, I think we gotta make both a position absolute. Wait, let me make sure. Project image. Oh, we did something wrong here, guys. So for the div, this, okay, that makes sense now. I was wondering why I was looking like this. So for the project image, this div has to close after this icon div, so like that. So this icon div has to be a children of the project image. All right, and with that, now we should get, you see how it's starting to line everything up now. So what I'm going to do is actually just I copy this and get rid of all of this down here. Get rid of all of this. All right, and paste 2, 4, 5, 6, and with that, now our site should start to look right. There we go. All right, perfect. So now let's go ahead and head back to our CSS. All right, so project image icon. I'm gonna do a position absolute, and we're gonna do, so now we should see it on top of our image when we hover. Oh, actually, we're not gonna see it. All right, so position absolute. Let's just go ahead and make it to where we can see it when we hover. So after this, we're gonna do projects image again. We're gonna do hover, and we're gonna grab our icon, and we're gonna do an opacity of 1. Right, and we're gonna do top 50%, a left of 50%, and a transform translate of -50% and -50%. So if you guys don't know what this is a trick for when you have a position absolute element to get it perfectly centered. You do a top 50%, left 50%, and then you do a translate -50 and -50, and it will be perfectly centered inside of your position relative parent. So let's see if we could see it now. All right, so we don't see it. Oh, there we go. Now we see it. As you can see, it's not fully centered yet, and that's because that's on hover. So what we need to do is essentially have it here as well. So let's go ahead and copy this again and then have it here, and let's see if that works. And I actually think that's why. Okay, now it all makes sense. So let's see, maybe. But now it makes sense. It makes perfectly sense now. All right, so let's do add our projects and grab our icon again, and we're gonna do a display flex, and we're gonna do a flex direction of column and align item center and a gap of 1 rem, like that. So that's why I had that there, and now it's perfectly centered. Okay, so as you can see, when we hover, it stays there, right? So what we want to do is a trick. You just add opacity 0 as the default, like that. Now it's gone, but it appears, and we kind of want to transition to that, right? So let's try to add it. Let's do transition all 0.3 seconds, ease in and out. Right. Yeah, it looks better. All right, so we want it to be gradient, so you can't just take that icon and just put that gradient in CSS. There's a trick that I had to do, and this is really hard to find. So on top of our div, our projects div right here, so right here, we're going to add a SVG, but it's going to have no height, no width, so we won't even be able to see it, but we want to grab something from it. So let's see. All right, we can actually put it inside of our, so we don't have to put fragments or anything. So right here inside of the projects, right on top of our H1, we're gonna do SVG, and I'll just go ahead and type all of this. We do a width of 0 in quotations, like that, and we're gonna do a height of 0. All right, and we want it like that. So inside of this SVG, we're gonna have a linear gradient, and the ID is going to be gradient, like that. Have an X1, and no, I did not come up with all of this. I literally copied this SVG off the internet, so I didn't sit here and type all of this, by the way. So we're gonna do X1 100%. I'm gonna do an X2 of 0%. I'm gonna do a Y2 of 0%. All right, and that's that. All right, so now just 2 more lines. We're gonna do a stop and then a stop color, and this is where we're gonna have that bluish color. So we're gonna 3 F5 EFB, and we're gonna have an offset of 0%, like that. All right, and this is going to be self-closing, and what we could do is just copy this and paste it again and change the color to FC 466B. All right, and that's our red color, and we're going to do an offset of 100%. Yeah, so we got our SVG, and you shouldn't see it on the page. It's just there so we can grab some styling from it. So to add a gradient on top of React icon, this is the way that I found out. So you do the SVG, you give it a width of 0 and height of 0, so you don't even see it. And you head over to your icon, right? And you add a style like that. And you do another bracket and you do fill. And you do quotes like that. You do URL. And in parentheses, wait, sorry, URL. Then in parentheses, you just add the ID that you added at the top on the SVG. So you do gradient like that. So now our first one should have that gradient, and there we go. We got our gradient, guys. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and just copy this style tag and go down the list. Paste. 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 And paste. All right, nice. And if you guys want to make these to where you could click them and it goes to the site. What I did was just I made let's see what I did. So under, you guys can use the Next.js link tag if you want, but I just use a href. A tag, I mean, sorry. So under the image right here, I added an a tag, and I'm just going to name on Antonio Roger. Actually, no, let's do imagine dot Antonio Rogers.com, my Tailwind project, and copy that, and I just wrapped all of this with the a tag like that. So which project is that? All right, so let's go ahead and click it, and then it takes us to the URL, but we're getting an error because I don't have let's do imagine, copy that, and it got to be like the full link, HTTPS and all that extra stuff. Refresh, and now it should take us to that link, but you see that it opened in the same browser that our project is in, so we don't want that. We want to add I believe it's target_blank, target, and just add _blank for it to open up in another window. So now when we click it, it opens up in another window instead of, then we go back to our project. So you guys can link all your projects like that. And now with that, I believe, oh, we're not done. We gotta add some media queries, don't we? So here thinking we finish. All right. So all of this is done. It's just one media query actually. So we're gonna do a at media only screen and max width of 768 pixels. And we're just gonna grab our projects container, and we're just gonna do a flex direction of column. And with that, we should have a perfectly responsive section. You come in, nice, and there we go. You come out, you come in, and now that's that. And I was meaning to show you guys. So the whole reason why I'm adding these max width to all of the sections, so it's for larger monitors. But let me just show you guys how it looks really nice when you add that. So let's head over to responsive, and let's change the width to like 2000. Very wide monitor. So as you can see, wait, why am I zoomed in so much? Wait, I don't want that. All right. As you can see, it's like it's perfectly margined and it doesn't go past that. So, you know, you won't get the screen looking all weird and your stuff stretched out all the way to 2000. And that's the whole reason why we added that max width to it, is everything is nice and centered up. Did I add the max width to this nav? Because it looks like it's not centered with that one. But overall, it's starting to look nice. Everything's looking really nice. Nice and responsive. Whoa, that's not. Maybe we gotta fix that. Is there a media query for that? That's hilarious. All right, so yeah, so that's it for this section. Let's go ahead and work on the contact section. And in this section, we're going to be using email.js, so that way whenever we submit our form on our site, it sends to our email. Let's get started on that. Go ahead and open up emailjs.com and make sure you have an email open as well, because we're going to have it set up to where if somebody submits on your form, it gets sent to your email. So you don't got to set up a whole backend or nothing. You just use this email.js and that's it. We do have to add it to our code though. So let's go ahead and create a JSX, sorry, and a contact.css. All right, RAFE. Oh, we're in the CSS, that's why. RAFE. Okay. Go ahead and import the CSS. Import / contact.css. And here, get rid of that. Let's head down to our page. Put it here. Contacts. Hopefully I put contacts. What the hell? All right, well, contacts it is. Okay, and let's just copy this and paste it, change it to contacts and contacts. All right, cool. All right, so that's that. And now let's head over to the JSX, but I just want to do a quick record check because I had a little issue to where my my mic wasn't recorded for one of my videos and it sucked. All right, so let's go ahead and do I say we go ahead and do the form first and then we'll try to get that working. So let's add a parentheses and let's go ahead and add our form. We don't really need an action. That off. All right, so in our form, we're gonna have a div, and this is gonna be the form heading. And it's gonna say, have a h1 and send me a message. All right. And then underneath there, we're gonna have a span, and it's gonna be the rocket emoji. Let me go get that rocket emoji. You just copy it. Copy. And then paste. All right. So outside of the form heading, we're going to have a label, and it's going to be HTML for name, and we're going to put our name. Yeah. And then after the label, we have our input and type text, We're gonna give it an ID of name, and then name equals name, and we're gonna do required because it gotta be required. All right, and then what we can do is probably just copy this and copy that, and we're gonna paste it. Label. Let's just paste it. Paste it 2 more times. Like that. Alright. Let's go and refresh, see if we're getting any errors. Alright, so we are // oh, it's because we gotta put an S there. You could change it to contact if you want. I'm just being lazy. Alright, so we should see our form. Nice. We got name. But for the next one, HTML4, it's going to be email. And then it's going to be email here. And then for the input, we're going to change it from text to email. And then change the ID and name to email. Email. And for the next one, it's going to be HTML for reason, and then we're gonna have reason here, reason that, and then type is gonna be actually remove this input. We're gonna have a text area, remove that input, and we're gonna do a text area, and name is gonna be reason, ID is gonna be reason, and required as well. We already got required for this one. But for the rows, let's take off the rows and the columns. Let's set our own in CSS. All right, so name, reason, ID, reason, and we're gonna do a required for this as well. All right, cool. And then underneath here, it's going to be our button. And we're going to have a type of submit. And for the text, it's just going to be send. All right, so with that, we should have a form that looks weird. So let's, actually, let's go ahead and do email.js and stuff now. We can just do it with this. So, what you want to do is go to email.js, and I'm just going to do everything on camera. So I got my email open there. So let's go and sign up for free. And you put your name, and I'm going to use the email and dev. I just made this email not too long ago. Email.com, and make your password. And you're not a robot, and sign up. And with that, you wait. Am I? Huh. Why did it just? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the first one I made. So yeah, you just want to make an email, and you're gonna see in verification. Go to sign in, and then you just sign in with that. So that the one that it just signed me in for is the one that I got from my site. So that's what the email, the dev at gmail.com. Password. All right, so now we're in. So you should be at this screen here, and you get 200 emails. So I think that's quite a bit. And what you want to do is go add new service, and you go to Gmail or whatever email you're using, and click connect account, and this screen should open, and you use the account that you just made it with. I'm gonna do the dev, and make sure you check all of this off and continue, and you go to create service. So what it's going to do is send you a test email. There we go. There's my test email there. And we can go ahead and delete all of these and exit out of that. Exit out of the wrong thing. Sign in. All right, and exit out of that. All right, and now you want to go to email templates, and you're going to create a new template. I just use the default. You can change it to whatever you want. You can take this off if you want, I believe. And this is basically just how you're going to receive the messages. So you can just do it however you want. And then you just want to click save. So now it is saved. So that's your template. You get a template ID, and you also get your service ID. And those are the IDs we're going to need to add it to our project. So let's go head over to docs, and I think we just type in React, if I'm not mistaken. And it should give me like a code to, okay. So what you want to do is type in React, and we're going to install this. It's email.js/browser. So we're going to go ahead to our project and Control C, and we're going to do a npm I at email.js browser/browser. And so head over to our package, and we should see it. There it goes there. All right, so now we should be able to put it into our project. So let's head back to our contact, and we're going to do some imports. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to import use ref from React. React. I don't know why I have to look that up, but oh my god. All right. Okay. And then we're also going to import email.js from at email.js browser. Okay. All right. So we can actually go back to the docs and type in React again. And we can essentially just copy this, everything that's in here. So the cons form, ref, everything in here like this. And then paste it inside of our function like that. All right. I think I'm going to do a few changes as well though. So let me just see. So we got prevent default. So that's going to be whenever we submit, going to prevent the page from refreshing, but we also want the form to reset as well. So instead of console.log in these, I mean, I guess we can just keep the console log, but we want the form dot current, and we want that to reset like that. Okay. And that way, whenever we click submit, we're going to have the form reset and get rid of all the inputs. So with that, we do have to make some changes to our form. So let's head down to form, and we're going to do a ref, and it's going to be form. Okay. And we're going to do an on submit, and that's going to equal to send email. And email. Oh my god. There we go. And did we do okay? Send email. Nice. And I believe that's it. We can actually test this out. Oh no, that's not it. So we have to switch these with our keys. So head back over to email.js. So for the service ID, I'm gonna copy this. Copy that in there. And for the template, I'm gonna copy, go to settings, copy that template ID in there as well. And for your public key, you go down to personal settings. You go to account and you get this key here. And then you paste it there like that. Let's go ahead and run our server and let's test this out. All right, let's refresh. And hopefully it works. It should send an email to our email. All right, so let's head down. So we got our name. We're just gonna do some gibberish, email, do that, and then reason, and then click send. So something's up. Okay, I see the problem. We need to make this a use client because we're using use ref. And that's why we got that error. So let's see now. So whenever you're using use ref, use state, use effect, it got to be a use client. It got to be a client component apparently. And then reason, and then send, and now it resets. Let's check our email, and there we go. We got our message. Hold on. Not. Oh wait. It's not showing the. It's not showing the actual message though. Hold on. All right, so I think I found out the issue, guys. So head back over to the React docs, and as you can see, their name is username and user email, and then value. The name is text area is message, and value is send. So in our code, let's actually switch those out. So for our input, for name, we're going to name it to username, user underscore name. All right, and then for the email, we're going to do user underscore email, and for the text area, we're going to do, so instead of reason, I'm going to do message. And let me get rid of this. I was just testing out a bunch of stuff, and then I looked at the code. I'm like, oh wait. All right, so type submit input and then value send. Do we do a value for this one? Value, and then let's do send. Wait, no, I don't think that's right. All right, let's see what happens now with those changes. All right, so we're gonna do that reason. Oh wait, we need email this, and then send. And now with that, we should receive a mail. Come on. Oh, we got it. So we got the message, but we don't have the email and the username. The user email. Let's go back. Type email, name, user email. Type text, ID. Why do I need an ID? I don't even think I need this ID. Let's get rid of that. And then name is user underscore name. And let's get rid of this ID as well. And let's see what happens with that. Maybe the ID was messing it up or something. I don't know. But let's see. So we got that. Email. And reason. And then send. Now let's see. We got the message, but we're not getting the username. Okay, I think I know what's the problem, like what the problem is. So head back to our template, and there we go. That's the issue. So we got message and we got to name. So let's change this. So from, and we're gonna do user name, user underscore name, right? And then from here, it's gonna be from, we can just do user underscore name. And then let's save the template. All right. And now with that, let's go ahead and refresh. Oh shit. 2000. Pull that over. And now with that, we should get it. That's what the template is for. Now, refresh. There we go. Message from BFG, blah, blah, blah. And then you get that. So yeah, that's how you do it. So it's done. That's it. All right, so now let's start styling it up and adding it to our page and making it look better. All right, so now that we got the email working, it's time to start styling this section up. So let's head back over. Actually, let's head over to the CSS and start adding some styles in. Actually, let's go back to the JSX and let's just finish up the JSX first, and then we'll start adding the styles. So over the top of this form, I want to add a div, and the class name is going to be contact, and I want to wrap my form inside of this div. So let's go ahead and do that, and we're going to make another div in here, and it's going to be contact container for the class name. Contact container, and let's get that. Put our form in this one as well. Yep. All right, and after the opening tag of this div, we're gonna make another div, and this is gonna be contact text. All right, and in this div, we're just gonna have an h1 that says let's chat with the dot, and then we're gonna have a line break br, and it's gonna say tell me about your project. All right, and then after this, we're gonna have a span, and it's just gonna say let's create something together, and we can grab that little sparkling emoji, sparkling emoji, this one. Let's just copy this, paste it right after this, like that. All right, put a space like that. All right, cool. Let's see what we got. All right, so we got that. Nice. And I believe that's it for the JSX. So we can go head over back to our contact CSS and start adding some styles in. So first thing we're gonna do is do our contact, do exactly what we've been doing for the whole project. We're gonna do the background color of black. We're gonna do a width of 100%, and this is for the outer container. Now for the inner container, do contact as container. We're gonna do a background color inherit, a width of 89%, and a margin of auto. Let's see where that gets us. All right, cool. And let's do a color of white so we can see all the text. Nice. All right, and let's do a display flex, a justify space between, and a line item center, and a max width of 1500 pixels. So basically the same exact styling we put on all of our containers. You could actually make a, I believe it's called a utility class, where you can just, inside of maybe global CSS, you can just do dot container and just add this all of these styles, and basically just add a container to all of the containers, I guess, that we're using, instead of instead of keep writing it over and over again. All right, so let's do contact, and we're gonna do text, and we're gonna do h1, and we're gonna do a font size of 50 pixels, like that. See, nice. And let's grab that span. Let's do contact text and then span, and we're gonna do a font size of 20 pixels. A little bit smaller. Maybe it's a little bit bigger actually. Yep. All right. Underneath this, we're gonna start working with our form. And do a form, and we're gonna have a max width of 400 pixels. All right. And we're gonna grab our form heading. So form. Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I add the form heading class and everything? Okay. Form heading. Okay, just making sure. All right. So form dash heading, and we're gonna do display flex. Gap of 5 pixels, and align item center, and a justify content center, like that. Let's see how this looks so far. Scroll down. Okay, doesn't look bad. Nice. All right, and let's grab the form h1, and trying to think. Let's grab that and add a let's add the background gradient. So let's head back over to let's do divider, I guess, and grab that text. So this here, grab all of this, because we're going to add this gradient to the text, and contact, like that. So with that, okay, it worked. Nice. So I thought, okay, I thought it was gonna make the emoji gradient as well, but it did it. Nice. All right, so let's grab the and we're gonna have a margin bottom here as well, so make sure we add that. Have a margin bottom of 10 pixels. All right, so now let's grab the span, which is going to be that rocket emoji, and we're going to do a form heading span, and we're going to do a font size of 30 pixels and a margin bottom of 10 pixels, like that. So it can line up perfectly with our send me a message. All right, and let me scroll down here. All right, so let's start grabbing the label. We're gonna grab the input, and we're gonna grab the text area, and we're gonna do a display of block. Let's see what that does for us. Nice. So basically that's just gonna, it takes up the whole entire width of that row. Let's do a width of 100% and a margin bottom of 10 pixels and a border radius of 5 pixels. 5 pixels. And outline none and border none. Oh. Outline none and border of none. Alright, so while that's loading, I want to do a quick record check because I don't know if you guys saw my video of me where I forgot to plug in my microphone. And why is it going so slow? Hopefully it's not laggy too much for you guys. Alright. Border none. Nice. Looking nice. Alright, so now let's grab the input. Sorry. I'm gonna grab the input by itself. And we're gonna do a padding of 0.3 rem. That's top and bottom, and then 0 left and right. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And we're gonna do a background color of Alice blue. Don't ask me why I chose that. It just, I don't know, it just looks better than white on this black for some reason. Alright. And then down here, we're gonna grab the text area. And we're gonna do a height of 100 pixels. And a background color of the Alice blue as well. There we go. Nice. Alright, and let's grab the form button. And we're gonna do a padding of 10 pixels, width of 50%. And let's go grab our background. We could just scroll up and grab it. So just grab all the ones that say background and just ignore the web kits. Like that. Oh, ignore the background clip as well. So like that. See if it works. Nice. And we're gonna do a color of white, a outline of none, a border of none, and a margin top of 10 pixels. Like that. That should give us a nice button. Let's add our border radius. And I believe I've been doing 30 pixels for them all. There we go. I believe this appears 30 pixels as well. Try to make the buttons look the same. Alright, so that's that. And it seems like I'm missing something. Why is it all the way at the top like that? So what I might do is actually head back up to the form. And add some margin. Let's do a margin of 0 auto. See what happens. Alright, we don't want that. We could just do, I guess, I have a line item center on the container. An item center, space between. I guess we can just do a margin top of 3 rem. Maybe that's too much. Alright. Actually, let's take that off and let's add a padding onto the container. Let's do a padding of 2 rem top and bottom and 0 left and right. And that should make it look better. There we go. Still lined up on the left and the right with our entire site. Alright. So now let's add a media query because as you can see, let's bring this down. And get rid of that. Sorry, I'm sick, so it might sound weird. Sorry. All right, we're gonna do at media only screen. We're gonna do and we're gonna do a max width, and we're gonna do 780 pixels. And we're gonna grab our container, and you guessed it, flex direction column, and a text align center, and a gap of 3 rem. Let's see, that should center now, and there we go, nice and responsive. And let's grab our form heading, and we're gonna do a form heading, and let's do a flex direction of column. So I kind of don't want that there. I want it right there, and there's a reason for that. So let me see if it does it. I'm gonna comment that out. So when it's not there, as you can see, when we come out, right there is when it looks weird, I believe. I think this fixes that. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, maybe it doesn't. So yeah, we don't need this. To fix this, I mean, it's literally only like, I mean, kind of, let's see how we can fix this right quick. There. That looks about, maybe like, that's probably like large screens maybe. Oh, I'm thinking this tailwind for a second. So to fix that, we probably could just do a, that wouldn't look right actually. Let's say a text no wrap. Yeah, it happens pretty. So let's see when it happens. So so 781 to, all right, let me just see if we can mess with this right quick. So the form heading and form heading, see something, display flex. All right, we don't want that either. Maybe try this. Refresh. All right, so we want, let me just do another quick record check, sorry. All right, so we want, we don't want it to be like that. Try to think. We probably could, we probably could just change the font size down, right? So where is the H1? Form heading. So it's here. Display inline maybe. All right. Inline block. See what happens with that. All right, let's take that off. We probably could just do, that's a span. Probably could just bring down the font size. Let's see. So font size of 20 pixels. Yeah, see, I don't want that. Look what happens. Ooh. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. I mean, I could probably just do a take off display flex. Or we could just be honest, just keep it. I mean, it's not that bad. Refresh right quick. Wait, what the hell is going on? It's like refreshing over and over again. Hold on. Hopefully I don't got no bug or something. Sheesh, that was weird. Alright, I mean, we can keep it like this, I guess. This ain't that bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Maybe I'm just overthinking. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, we can either probably just do like a flex direction column or something. But I think it looks great like that. It's fine. All right, so let me move the screen back over. Let me make this go here. Mix it up a little bit. All right, so with that, that section is complete. So now we have to work on the about section and then work on the footer, and then we'll be all done. Then there's some minor stuff that I do want to add to it that I'm gonna save for the end. Maybe some like hover effects on these buttons or something. And yeah, so let's move on to the next segment. All right, so now let's get started on the about section. We're gonna go ahead and create our about component. Not inside of there. Hold on. Delete that. All right. So about CSS, and we're gonna do an about JSX snippet. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Go to import the CSS. And head down to our page and put it here under contacts. And my auto import's not working, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just import it myself. Import about from slash components slash about. All right. So now with that, we should see about, and this section shouldn't take too long. All right, so about, let's head down to the JSX and start writing some JSX. Put our parentheses there, and we're gonna have a div, and class name is gonna be about. Same structure as all of our components. We're gonna have a container, but before our container, we're actually gonna have some text that says about me, like that. And then now we're gonna, this is where our container is gonna go. So div, and we're gonna have a class name of about dash container. And then in here, we're gonna have our text. So we're gonna have another div. And this is gonna have a class name of about text. And you guys can come up with a paragraph that you want. I'm just gonna use the one that I came up with. I didn't write this, by the way. When the chat GPT, it was like I forgot what I wrote in for the question. I was like write me up something that, I forgot what I said. I was like, write me a small paragraph for a What the hell? I didn't know it was that long for a portfolio site. My name is Antonio Rogers, and I'm a full stack developer. And then they wrote me all of this stuff, so I didn't even read it. I just copied and pasted. All right, so that's that. We got our paragraph and div. So after this div, we're gonna have another div, and this is gonna be our skills. Not with two S's, two L's, like that. All right, and we'll have an H2 that says skills, and a div in here. Don't need a class name, and this is where we're gonna have all our skills. So let me just copy this. You guys can put any skills you want. It's responsive with any size text, any size word. So don't be afraid to type something long. I tested a bunch of them out already. So, and you guys can actually add more than this. Yeah, 20 of them if you want. And it's going to be responsive the way I'm going to write the CSS. So, I put JavaScript, React, HTML, CSS, MongoDB, Express, and Node. And yeah, so that's that. So we got our skills, and I believe that's all of the JSX we need. Let's see on the page, and as you can see, everything's there. So let's head over to the CSS and start writing some CSS. Not that much CSS. All right, so let's grab the about section first. I mean about class, and we're gonna do our width of 100%. We're gonna do a height of fit content, and we're gonna do our background color of that RGB color that we've been using. So it's 248. Why did it auto complete? 244 and 244. That one. And we're gonna give it a padding of 2 rem and 0. All right. Let's see how that looks. Nice. And now for our container, same old styles as the last one. Container. We're gonna do our width of 89%. And we're gonna do a margin of auto. And our background color of inherit. Display flex. Justify content of center. Maybe space between actually. Do a line item center. And this is going to be space between that. And we're going to give it a gap of 4 rem. And a max width of 1500 pixels. Like that. Alright. So we want to make this a flex direction column. Like that. Because we want the skills at the bottom. And there we go. That's good. Let's go ahead and grab that H1 about. And grab that H1 at the top. We're just going to do a width of 100%. And a text align of center. Like that. Right, nice. Alright. Let's grab our paragraph. So we're going to do about text P. And we're going to do a font size of 20 pixels. A text align of center. A line height of 1.5. And a margin top of 20 pixels. That's for our paragraph. Wait till it updates. Oh, I put 2 B's. Like that. Nice. Alright, so let's grab our skills now. Skills. And we're going to do a display flex. I use Flexbox like at least 100 times in this project already. Flex direction of column. And a gap of 20 pixels. Alright. See what that does. Nice. And let's grab the H2. dot skills h2, and we're going to do our width of 100% and a text align of center. All right, so it's nice and centered now. And let's grab, you probably shouldn't be doing this, but grab the skills div. I don't think I ever seen somebody do that. Skills and the div inside of, because I didn't name it a class. I mean, why name it a class if you don't need to? So display, it's only one div in there, so display flex, align item center, and we're gonna do a gap of 20 pixels and a justify content of center, right? Let's see, nice. All right, and let's grab the, and this section is not going to take any media queries. All the code that I'm adding now is fully responsive for this section. So let's grab the H3, and that's basically all of the text, all of our skills. So why did, oh, okay, skills H3. So I didn't, okay, got you. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our backgrounds, head over to this contacts and grab our background gradient. Don't grab the text, let's grab all the ones that says background and head back over to CSS and paste it in there like that. All right, and we know the color of white and a border radius of 20 pixels like that. So with that, we should be almost done, but we gotta add a padding of 0.5 rem top and bottom and 1 rem left and right. All right, so when you try to do the screen, as you can see, it's not responsive right now. So there's one line of code to make this section responsive, and that is flex wrap. That one line of code is going to make the whole section nice and responsive. And that's why I said at the beginning you could add 20 skills if you want. You can add long, you can add short, doesn't matter. This one line of code and make it responsive. It'll just be a bunch of skills just piled up on each other. So I wouldn't add probably more than 10. I think 10 is a good number. And yeah, so that's it for that section. So let's head over to the footer. That shouldn't take more than 5-10 minutes, and let's get started with that. And we're just gonna go ahead and make our footer component .jsx, and we're gonna make the CSS footer.css RAFE. Remove that. Let's go ahead and import the CSS for it. /footer.css. All right, and let's head down to the page and our last component. Still not giving me the auto import. That sucks. All right, so let's go ahead and import it here. Import footer from /components/footer. All right, so with that, we should see footer. Whoa. Footer. Unsupported component. Is that a joke? I've never seen that before. Let's see what's wrong with this. Footer JSX. Oh, that's why. Weird. We gotta do it like that. Now it should work. Yeah, we was exporting on the function itself. We gotta, to do a component, you gotta export default at the bottom. All right, so now we see footer, and let's start writing some JSX for this. So let me go ahead and open that up. I forgot to open it up, so give me 1 second. That and footer JSX. All right. Oh yeah, this shouldn't take too long. So before I do anything, let's head over to the hero section, and we're gonna grab these React icon imports. Let's do that and head back over to the footer. All right. Import the CSS back. Slash footer CSS. Oh my god. All right, and let's import all of those. Those are our icons, social icons. All right, so let's go ahead and do parentheses, and we're gonna have our div with class name of footer, and then another class with our footer container, and then our UL with our links. All right, and we're just gonna name this, have a class name of footer menu, like that. And in here we'll have a href leading to nowhere for now, and we're gonna do a li and home, and then we just copy this and paste it 3 more times. All right, so home, we got projects, we got contact, and we got about. All right, and what we can do for now is actually go ahead and put the ID for these, just so we don't have to come back, because we have to add the IDs to each component. Let's do projects, pound projects, and I'm gonna do pound contact and pound about, like that. All right, so that's our link. So right under this UL, still in the footer container, I'm gonna do a div, and this would be the footer socials class, and in here we'll just have a span, and we'll put our icons in here. So we can do GitHub, and you can do any one you want. I can do 3, 4. I'm just gonna do 4 for now. So GitHub, we got AI LinkedIn, AI YouTube, and then AI Twitter, like that. And let's go ahead and give these a size of 30. Let's copy that, each one size 30 and size 30. Nice. And with that, that's all of the JSX we need. Why isn't this, are we not using Twitter? Oh, we're not using Twitter. Let's put Twitter, AI Twitter. All right, so yeah, with that is all of the JSX. Let's go ahead and head over to the CSS, and wow, that's a little bit of CSS is all we need. I mean, it's not that much of a footer anyway. So footer, wanted to go simple with the footer. Do background color of black. We're gonna do a width of 100%, and we're gonna do a padding of 1 rem top and bottom, and 0 left and right. All right, and footer container, I want you guys to pause the video and try to do the footer container. You guys should already know by now what it's going to be. 89%, and I'm gonna do a margin auto. I don't even know what it's going to be, I'm still looking. a color of white, and of course display flex, align item center, And we're gonna do justify content center this time, not space between. And a flex direction column. And a gap of 10 pixels. Like that. Alright. And let's see where that gets us. So nice. That looks nice. Okay. Alright, so let's grab the footer menu now. And display flex, of course. And just a gap of 30 pixels. Like that. Alright, and now let's head down to the socials. Footer socials. And we're just gonna do the same thing. Do a display flex. Align item center. And a gap of 15 pixels. So like that. And with that, why am I saying with that? Yeah, my mouth is dry. With that, the footer is complete. Yeah, so that's just a simple footer. Didn't wanna go overboard. I mean, it's the footer, and I think that's a really good transition. I was gonna add some gradient colors to these icons, but I don't want to overdo it with the gradient. we kind of got that color a bunch of places already, and then it's right here, and then it's gonna be right here. So I just think the black and white looks better. So yeah, so that's that. I think we are complete on the components. So there are a few things that I want to go back and do. So let's do that stuff. All right, so we're gonna go back and fix up a few things. So first thing we're gonna fix up is our mobile menu. So if you go down to mobile viewport, you see like when a menu's open, you can still scroll. So we don't want that. It looks it looks weird like that. So to fix that, what we're gonna do is let's head over to our nav CSS, and we're gonna add a class. You can add it right before the hamburger. I mean, right after the hamburger at the bottom. And what it's gonna be is, let me check my GitHub. So we can just do a no scroll class. So no scroll like that. And we're just gonna do an overflow of hidden. I believe it's hidden. Yeah, overflow of hidden. So like that. All right. So now let's head over back to our nav, and we're going to import use effect. Like that. And you can do it either after the menu handler or before. I just do it before. And we're going to set up a function. So the use effect, that, and in here we're going to do if open menu. If the menu is open, we're going to do a document dot body dot classless dot add, and we're gonna add. Actually, so if the menu is open, so if it's true, we're gonna add no scroll like that. All right, I believe that's it. I think we can actually test this out now. Let's see. So as you can see, you can't scroll. Nice. And I actually might make this with 100% as well. So now we need, because now once it's added, you can't scroll once you close it. So we need to add our else statement. So it's going to be just else. Then it's going to be a document dot body dot classless, and we're gonna do remove dot remove, and we're gonna remove no scroll like that. So that's when open menu is false. So now we can scroll, but when we open the menu, we can't scroll. All right, so that's that. And let's head back over to the CSS right quick. And I might make this with 100% as well. I mean a height 100%. This doesn't look right seeing that down there. So like that, and we can do a justify content center, I believe. I should make the text go in the center. There we go. It's not really centered, is it? I think it's because of this padding. Let's get rid of this padding. Like that. And get rid of the padding. Let's see what's going on here. Nav menu. Gap 40%. 40 pixels. See that right quick. Okay, so that got rid of that. We want to keep the gap. I think the gap's a good amount. Nav container. Is that center or am I tweaking? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if it's centered. Let's change this color to blue. Maybe it is centered. Maybe I just can't. It's mixing in with that. Okay, it is centered. I think. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it, right? Maybe not. Change it back to black. And, maybe change this to 100 VH. See what happens. Alright, let's change it back to 100%. And can we just... I thought I was getting a phone call. I guess we could probably just do like fix align item center, nav hover, nav A, font weight, padding, display flex. So yeah, I guess it seems like it's center. I don't see anything that could be messing it up. Let's just change this to like maybe like 80% and see. I don't think that's gonna look right though. Or maybe change it back to 100% and then take off justify content center like that. And actually, let's go back to where we had it. Was it? Let's do let's just go back to where we had the way we had it. I think that looks better, in my opinion. Actually, yeah, just simple like that. Probably not that much. Nav menu. So here we could just add a padding of top and bottom. Let's do 2 rem and then 0 left and right. And I think that looks better. There we go. Okay, so yeah, this should be the final part. I forgot to add a dependency array here after the use effect. So we wanted to have open menu there. And let's go ahead and save it, and it should still work. Let's see. Close it. We can't scroll. Open. We can scroll back. All right, so nice. All right, so let's go ahead and work on. So I want to add some placeholders here. So let's head over to the contact, and we can just add some placeholders in right quick. And I believe that's really it. So for the input, I'm gonna do just a placeholder of enter your email, like that. And then for the name, same thing, just gonna do a placeholder there. And it's gonna be enter your name. And for the reason, placeholder, reason for contact, I guess. I don't know. We could change this up the way you guys want it. All right, there we go. So we got our placeholders in. Everything still works. Everything looks good. So yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this. Really appreciate everybody who watched the full thing, and link me down below if you guys actually created it, and I want to see, you know, other people's sites, because it's going to look different from mine, because you guys can use different gradients if you want. I'm pretty sure the images, you're not gonna have my image on here. Image gonna change, the projects will be different, and maybe like the about me, the skills. So yeah, just let me know. You guys can fix it up the way you want, but this is the general layout of how to create the site. And I will see you guys tomorrow. For all the people that watch my day-to-day videos, and for all the people that watch my tutorials, I'm coming out with a tutorial at least once a week. So I'm working on a quiz app right now, AI quiz app at that. So I'm really excited for that one. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.